Alright guys, so it's finally that day today. I've been really looking forward to the Arcade1UP Buck Hunter arcade machine. Now, for this arcade machine, I was really excited about it because, as you guys know, I have a gigantic main machine. I've done a video on it. It's from Rec Room Masters that I've done on this channel before. And the reason that Arcade1UP machines excite me is when they're doing something different that I can't get on my main machine that already has a bunch of the games and stuff. That's why I have things like, the Star Wars cabinet. Not only am I a huge Star Wars fan, but that experience and that flight yoke is not something I can replicate on a MAME with, regular arcade controls. So when this came about, even though I have two light guns on my big Rec Room Masters machine, this game actually, these specific four games don't actually exist to be able to be played on MAME or any other way. So this is legitimately the first time this is being released for home use of these four games. So that got me really excited. It was obviously using Sinden technology, which a lot of us have heard about already, that the fact that these guns are using that technology that's finally letting us play, LCD games or light gun games on LCD monitors for the first time. So that was also really exciting. And the games look fun. So, and I never actually played these games in the bars. I only knew about these deer hunting games, but I didn't know much about them other than what I've read about them because I've never actually played them before. So I was really excited to dive into this video and, take a look at what was here. And I'm excited to dive into to that video with you guys today and show you some gameplay. But before we get into that video, some of you guys may have already noticed, if you guys have been fans of this channel for a while, that for my 2021, to start the year off right, I did a full makeover of the channel. And I changed the YouTube banner, so when you go to my profile page, the banner's been updated. But most importantly, my logo's been updated. I had somebody, that I contacted that did my logo and everything on the channel and my intro, and I think they did a fantastic job. I'll have the link down below if you guys want to reach out to them for any graphic design needs for your guys' stuff. He's fantastic, so you guys can reach out to him. He does fantastic work. And like I said, I have the new official YouTube logo, or UrGamingTechie logo, that we're going to be using going forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the new banner on YouTube, about the new logo design, and all that stuff, because I know some of you guys in the past have commented on videos saying the logo needed some work, and I think it looks fantastic now. And I'm about to introduce you guys to the new YouTube intro for all my 2021 videos going forward, and I have a new ending as well, so you guys can take a look at that and let me know what you guys think. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with giving you guys a quick overview of what the arcade machine looks like now that I have it all set up.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, I wanted to give you a quick overview before we go into some gameplay of what this machine looks like. So you can see it here next to my Star Wars machine, which is out getting modded right now. So that's why you don't see the sticks there. More about that at the end of the video. And next to the NBA Jam. And I'm really excited. This looks really good here. You can see here we have the two guns that kind of go just like this. They kind of sit in the hole there pretty nicely to kind of show off that the guns are in there, which I really like. And you can see the artwork here at the bottom. It says Big Buck Hunter Pro and Open Season. And then it has Safari Outback and Safari both together. And then you can see the artwork there at the bottom for Big Buck Hunter Pro. And the artwork on the side, which I'm sure you guys have all seen. Unfortunately, I can't get in there really easily, but you can see Big Buck Hunter Pro with the giant deer. So that's cool. And one of the things that's cool also, at least with the Pro, because there's two models of this one being sold. There's the Big Buck Hunter Pro at Best Buy, and then the Big Buck Hunter World at Arcade1UP. And I don't know if the Arcade1UP one comes with this, but this one actually came with a nice little tin, pretty big tin like thing that you could actually hang up on your wall, which is really cool. I'm not sure if the Arcade1UP version comes with it, and this was just like a Pro thing, because I know that this bundle is $50 more than the one that Arcade1UP is selling. It's $500 on Arcade1UP and $550 at Best Buy. So I don't know if like this came into a part of it, but either way, it does come with it, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, with the way that this arcade room is set up, I don't really have any room to hang that anywhere. But regardless, it's a cool addition that I didn't know was in the box. But yeah, you can see here, the screen is obviously very different than some of the other Arcade1UP machines. This is the first one that's not like recessed like all their other machines are. This is obviously flat now, looking straight at you. And you can see that, obviously everyone's going to be like, oh, I wish they made the screens bigger. Which we all hope that they, could put like a 19-inch or a 20-inch in here. But, they stuck with the original 17-inch. And, obviously they want to stick this to a price. and it was already 500 to 550. So I think that's where they wanted to stay at, you know, as far as that goes. And, you know, we'll see what I think about it when I play it some more and give you guys some gameplay of what I think about the actual screen size. But that's where we're at with that. And then here are the two guns. As you can see here, if I take out the guns, this is how they look like. And the orange pump action that you do have to pump and reload every single time. The guns do feel plastic because, you know, obviously they are made out of plastic, but the pump action does feel solid in the hands. It doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything like that, so it feels good there. And then you got the two buttons there, and then the speaker grill right there on the top. And this is the on and off switch, and I like that this one is using the on and off switch that, since it's not internet connected, I can actually use that with my Alexa to power things off, or my Google Home, as opposed to, you know, NBA Jam, since it's live, it had the actual on and off that was different, that it wasn't an actual physical switch, because it needed to actually have that internet capabilities, and it needed to power down like an actual computer and not just kill the power immediately, which made it impossible to turn on automatically with smart, you know, with smart products. So cool that that's a thing. The only other thing to talk about before we get into the gameplay is the fact that of the marquee here, and it is the only one in this room where I have right now that does not have a light up marquee. So I'm hoping that somebody out there in the you know, mod up scene definitely comes up with one that lights up, because I do think that this looks good, and it looks fine for how it is right now, and it matches the theme well and all that other stuff. But I will definitely 100% replace this thing immediately if someone comes out with a light up marquee, so it can kind of look uniform, because now it just sucks that it's the only one in my room that actually doesn't light up. But if it never does, it is what it is. But I hope that somebody does. But let's get into some gameplay now to give you guys an idea on how this game actually plays. Alright guys, I'm here to show you guys some gameplay of Big Funk Hunter Pro. You can see we're on the screen, you have two different options to play. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of what the gameplay is like. So we're going to go ahead and select the first one there, which is Pro and Open Season. The cabinet also has the Outback as well. You could do, as you can see here in the main menu, you could do 1 to 4 players by everyone switching on one gun and rotating. Or you could do the 2-player competition where each person grabs a gun. For right now, we're going to do 1 player. So you can see here it tells you to choose how many players. And you could also just play the bonus games, which you'll see here in a minute. Or you could do 3 treks, which is an adventure. We're going to just do 1 trek here, and I'll show you just a little bit of it. We won't do a full trek, but just a little bit to show you guys what it's like. So, I don't know how many of you guys have actually played this before, but the game is really hard. It always has been. You know, it's a game that people have played in the bars, and it's always been known to be a hard game. So, if you came to this video to see someone who was going to be good at the game, you came to the wrong spot. So, you have to shoot the bucks, not the does, as you can see, and you have to reload every shot, so you actually pump the gun to reload. So, let's see how we do here. So, I'm going to choose the first adventure there. At least I shot him. And if you shoot the doe, then you immediately can't shoot anything else in the rest of the round. So, that's exactly why you wouldn't want to, that's exactly why you wouldn't want to, go Rambo and stuff, so when you're shooting. My accuracy was awesome, 7%. But I did hit that last one in the corner, so that's not bad. I consider it a, I don't know if everyone else does, but I consider it a win when you get one of them in each round. Because the game is hard. Especially for someone who hasn't played this before. Oh, I got another one. Let's go. Feeling it under pressure. I'll take another one. And obviously you get more points the better you shoot at them. So if you hit him in the head, you're going to get more points than you would if you were obviously shooting him in the chest and stuff. So it's not just about getting him down, but obviously the head or the heart are your two most vital points. So you'll get the most points for hitting it over there on that side. I don't know if that's going to happen on this video, but... Got another one. Another 7% accuracy, doing well. Oh, right in the head. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to give me some good points. Yeah, like I was saying before, you want to concentrate because if you hit those does, you immediately can't play the rest of the round. So there we go, 214. I'll take it. That was a good one. Last one here before we go into the bonus rounds. Ah, he moved before I can hit him. I did hit him, but he didn't go down. That's one. I'll take it. Right at the end, I got him. I'll take it.
That's a super size buck. Yeah, you're the new hunter hero.
363. You also get a lot of points because he was also a big. Here's the bonus games that, you know, I never actually played Big Buck Hunter back in the day. I just knew about the game, and I didn't even know that there was minigames in here. I thought it was all about deer hunting, so it's cool to see these minigames that are actually pretty varied from each other. I saw another one that you have to hit beer bottles. Now these birds are actually coming in different forms than the last time I played this, so it seems to have a nice variation of minigames of what you're shooting. So, breaks up the gameplay of just shooting deer the whole time, which is cool. So you can say I got 11 to 24, 46% accuracy. So that's the idea of what the gameplay is like, you know, on the cabinet with one gun. And you can see that, like, when you do these treks, you actually do 3 different sections of those amount of maps that we just did there. So one trek is basically all those courses done 3 times. And then you could do a big, long adventure if you want. And one of the other things I wanted to show you guys here as well is that something that I didn't do when I first played, what you guys definitely want to do is calibrate your guns. Because obviously, depending on where you're sitting, the guns were pretty accurate when I got them out of the box, but I'm a taller person and the screen's like obviously not perfectly level with me. So when I was aiming, I had to aim a little bit lower to actually get to the center, but I never calibrated the guns. So what you do is you actually hold these 2 buttons to go, the red and the orange and the green buttons for a second, and it will actually bring you to the main menu here. You can actually see that you can actually turn the Big Buck Girls off if you want. You can actually change your skill level, which I can't imagine why you would want to raise it harder than what it already was. But you can also go in here to calibrate each gun, and it will just tell you to aim to the center. And that definitely made it a little bit more accurate when I changed that. And then you can come in here and look at the high scores and all that stuff. So, and reset the high scores of the machine if you want. So make sure you guys do that. And it tells you here too, but I wasn't paying attention when I first turned it on. So that's a little bit of the gameplay of how it works so you guys can get an idea. I'm going to continue playing this a little while longer, and then we'll get to the table and we'll talk about my final thoughts. Alright guys, so that was some gameplay of Big Buck Hunter on Arcade1UP's new machine. And I gotta tell you guys, overall, I'm really, really happy with this machine. So, what I expected is I wanted a really fun light gun game that was different than anything else I could have in the room. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I like to get Arcade1UP machines based on the fact that they provide something different to me that I can't technically play on my big Rec Room Masters machine. And this one does, because even though I can have light gun games on the Rec Room Masters machine, these games don't exist on there. So I was excited and I dove in. This has the Sinden technology that I've been looking at testing out, and it works really, really well. Especially after you dial into the fact that, like I did in the gameplay video, when I talked about it in the overview, that you have to go through and calibrate the guns so you guys don't have any issues. So make sure you do that, because it dialed it in a little bit better when I calibrated it. And it works so well, and it's so much fun to play. Me and my wife played a few battles back and forth. That was fun, and we had a blast playing it. And the mini games are something I didn't even know were a part of the game. Like I said, I didn't play this game before, so I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was about hunting deer, obviously, but I didn't know that they had all these different mini games to mix up the rounds that were different from one another. You know, I showed you guys the bird one. There's ones that you got to hit cans. There's one that you got to hit targets on windmills that rotate around. There's mini games that are part of this game that really take the game to the next level. I didn't even know were a part of it, that really add to the fun factor of this game. Now, the game works fantastic. The guns work fantastic. The pump action works well. It doesn't seem like it's going to break or anything like that, even though the guns are obviously made of plastic. That all works really well. The speakers sound good. You know, the same speakers, you know, that we've been getting in this last gen, that they go up to volume 15, and there's a volume rocker and all that stuff. All that stuff is there. Now, as far as the screen goes, you know, when you're sitting back a few feet like I was, once you start playing, you kind of forget about the screen size, to be honest. Yes, do I hope that, you know, did I wish that, you know, the 17-inch screen was more like a 20-inch screen and took up more of that lip instead of, you know, a black border? Obviously. But when you start playing the game, the fact that it's a 17-inch screen doesn't really go into your mind. I'm not playing the game being like, oh, I missed that target because the screen's too small, or I wish it was bigger because it's not really working for me. Like, none of that went into my mind. I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh, the screen's kind of small, before I turned the machine on, started playing, had a blast, and forgot about the screen size altogether. My wife didn't even mention it when we were playing at all once. So that's fine. The only complaint I have with this machine is the fact that it doesn't have a light up marquee. And that's because every other machine that I have in that room has a light up marquee. You know, the Star Wars, the Golden Tee that I currently have, they all have light up marquees. And this is the only one now that I own that does not. So I'm hoping that the community out there, you know, does their thing and makes a mod out there, because I'll immediately buy that. That's my only thing I wish that they did, because they've been doing that for every arcade machine. Obviously, they had to cut costs because of this new technology with Sinden and these light guns, and that's where I guess they cut the cost there. But hopefully someone comes and saves the day and makes these light up. But overall, guys, I think whoever picks this up and they know what kind of game they're getting into. Another reason why I like this machine too, that, you know, we talk about with Arcade1UP machines, is the repetitiveness of how a game can feel and how much fun you can have. Because I had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle machine, for example, that I did a review on. And while I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it wasn't worth keeping that 4-player machine, because once you beat that game, that's it. There's nothing else to do. There's no replay value there, because the game is done. And the game is short, because that's how these arcade machines were. That's why I replaced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with NBA Jam, because that game is infinitely going to be replayable. You don't beat NBA Jam, you play it with your friends, and every time it's always a blast to play. It's going to last you forever. Same thing with this one. The fact that you can actually play, you know, 2 players competitively with each gun, or even better, use one gun and rotate and have 4 players playing on this machine and rotate and get high scores and stuff. It's so much fun to be able to get 4 players on this machine and just have competitive battles and stuff. And that's going to, you know, keep the replay value for this game, for me, basically forever. And I've been getting into the modding scene a little bit with Arcade1UP. You know, I actually have the Star Wars one getting modded now. I'll be doing a video on that, you know, later on in a month or two when that gets done. The next one I have coming up is for the Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm doing a mod on that, adding a retro pie to that one. The Star Wars one's going to have a full PC. The Marvel one's going to have, you know, a full retro pie in there that I'm working on, and I'll be doing a video on that. But this one, the games don't exist on the on MAME and any other way to play it. So this one's going to stay as is, and it's not going to be modded, and it's going to stay as is. And if I want to play other light gun games, I have my big machine there. So, but look, guys, if you guys are looking forward to other Arcade1UP videos from me, definitely stay tuned, because I have the pinball machine coming in, and we're all excited about that. Hopefully I get that in on time. You know, I got the Outrun stand-up cab that I'm looking forward to that I'll be picking up. So, you know, and then I'll be doing those 2 mod videos, the Star Wars one and the Marvel one, that'll be coming up here shortly to show you guys how that works and how that process went for the first time of me modding one of these machines. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to on this channel when it comes to arcade machines and Arcade1UP. So guys, definitely subscribe and let me know all your comments below on what you guys think about the new intro and the outro you're about to see and all that stuff. So guys, here's to a really good 2021, and hopefully we all have a much better 2021 than we all did in 2020. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the cabinet or any of its features, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.